Hi everyone, for today's card I'm going to be making, I think it's called a 3D cube card. Now all these elements that you see here are actually a ScanNCut cutting file that's available in my cutting file shop at applelover53.co.uk. You select the shop tab and then scroll down to ScanNCut cutting files. But if you don't have a ScanNCut, I'm going to give you all the measurements so you can just make this yourself using, a paper trimmer, a scoreboard, or if you've got the Stampin' Up paper trimmer that has a scoring blade in it as well. So I'll explain what you get in your cutting file and then I'll give you the sizes. These three elements here form the base of the card. These are 2 by 8.5 and you need 2 of them, and 1 at 4 by 8.5. And all three you score exactly the same at 2, 4, 6 and 8. Then you get 6 matting layers that are 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. You get 6 matting layers that are 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and 2 matting layers that are 1 7/8 by 3 7/8, and there's 2 of those. Now you might not want to use all these elements. I may not use them all in my card today, but they're the elements that you get in the cut file. To save some time, I've already stamped and cut some of the Ladybug Elements from Hello Ladybug, which is a photopolymer stamp set. You get 15 stamps. I'm using Parakeet Party for the base card, which is one of our new 2022 to 2024 in colours. And for the designer series paper, I'm using the 6x6 in colour stack, again the same in colours 2022 to 2024. So you get Starry Sky, which is the blue, and there's 4 patterns. You get Sweet Sorbet, which is the red. You get the Parakeet Party, which is the green. Orchid Oasis, which is the kind of purpley deep lavender, and Tahitian Tide, which is the beautiful vibrant bright blue. So they're all the elements. So I've actually stamped on one of my white layers just to save some time as well, but again, as I say, I don't know if I'm going to be using all these layers. So the first thing I'm going to do is fold and burnish all my score lines, and at the end of each of your 3 pieces you've got this little 1/2 inch section. This is the glue tab. I'm not sure how well you'll see it. Don't know if it's going to come over on the camera, but there are dash lines here, and this bit is your glue tab, and that's the same on all 3 elements. Obviously the beauty of having the ScanNCut file is that it puts all the fold lines and everything in for you. You literally just have to cut it and burnish them. But like I say, using the measurements I've just given you, you can make this card without a ScanNCut. So now I'm going to apply glue to each one of these 1/2 inch tabs and glue them together like so. So if you've got your 1/2 inch section on the left hand side, if you fold in on your second score line, so not your 1/2 inch section, the next one down, if you fold in and then apply your glue here on this section and do the same on all 3 pieces, fold that end over, because it's a square, it will meet it up perfectly. So that's the first one. I'm just going to do exactly the same. So first score line, second score line, fold in, put your glue here. Don't need too much glue because you don't want it oozing out and getting in places where you don't want it to stick. Our Tombow multi-purpose glue is great for this because you can control how much there's a fat tip end or the fine tip end, and I tend to always use the fine tip end, and you can control how much comes out so that you don't get too much. And it may look like I'm putting a lot on, but I'm actually not. I squeeze a little bit and then I just spread it around with the tip of the glue pen, or the glue bottle, I should say. I'm just going to put that on one side for now. So that's my 3 cubes. Okay, now I'm going to put the seam to the back. This card stands, so it's kind of on a diagonal. And then these other 2 pieces stick to the front. So again, I'm going to look for where my seam is. So I've got the seam at the back here on the big one, and then I've got the seams at the back on this one. And they are, when I can find the seam, they're going to go like so. The card folds up like this. So if you put your seam at the bottom and at the back, and then glue these together, and then when it stands up, it should, it's not easy to show on camera, but it should stand like that on your mantelpiece and then fold flat. So I'm just going to put glue on this section here, and I'm going to line this up with the bottom edge of my card, and then put it down on my table so that I know that these edges line up. And do the same with this one. So I've got the seam here showing, and then a little bit of glue, and then just smush it around with the end of the glue pen, and again place it down on the table, and then get it so that it all lines up. And if you use the wet glue, you've got a little bit of wiggle room to do this, so that when the card folds out, it will sit like so. It's not easy to show on with the camera, but that's how it sits, and then it folds up flat. So you've got all this surface area now to decorate. 2 big panels on the back are where I would put the larger panels, and that's where you can stamp an extra greeting or write your message. So I'm going to put those on there first. So now I'm going to bring in my matting layers and decide what I want to use. So I'm going to put those 2 on that section, I think. So I'm going to stick those down. I'm just going to fold these down out of the way. So I'm going to put that one there. That one there, and then I think I'll put these others on as well, and then I'll decide whether I want to use the white matting layers once I've got all these layers in place. And obviously all our paper's double-sided, so you don't have to use the same side on all your panels. You know, you could mix it up and swap them around. You know, I could have used the stripes on some of these sections, or, you know, switched up the colours and used completely, you know, 2 different colours. I'm just kind of showing you the basic idea, and then you can do whatever you want. So that's how my card is looking now. And then, like I say, I've got my layers. Now I know I'm going to put the greeting up here on the top left. So I'm going to pop that one on for a start. Like so. And then I've got my various ladybugs. So I think I'm going to put this layer on here and put the ladybug on it, and I think I'll pop the ladybug up on some 3D foam. I'll have that going like that. Then these are going to be your top and these are going to be the front of your card. So again, you know, you need to decide what you want to layer up. So I've got another ladybug here, which I'm thinking I might put down here. So I'm going to put another layer on of the white card. Like so. Put another dimensional onto this ladybug. Just got my little dish over here. That one can just go like that at the bottom. This is looking super cute. I know you can't see it properly at the moment. And then I've got one of the big daisies and some of the little flowers. So I might leave the top two sections just blue. And I might just put another white panel down here and stick the daisy on. As I say, you've got lots of surface area. You know, there's all sorts of things you can actually do with this card. You don't have to use the ladybug, you know, just pick a stamp set that you've already got. I think this will look great in like the Hues of Happiness suite. I'm going to pop that one on there. And then these little flowers, I might just put a couple of little flowers I don't know whether to lay that one up on top of the middle of that one and maybe just pop one there, like so. That would be quite nice, I think. I know I've stamped in the middle, but I couldn't make my mind up what I was going to do, to be honest. So I'll put a dimensional in the middle of there and pop that on top. And then let's just see how this will look. Or should I pop it on the where the greeting is, like so. So I've not used that flower. I'm just going to put the lid back on my glue so it doesn't dry up. And I've not used those two layers, but you could do. So this is how your card will look. So if I try and stand it up like this, this is how it will look on your mantelpiece. I know it's not easy to see. I'll try and get some better photographs, but it literally just kind of stands like so. And then it will fold flat and it will fit in an envelope that will fit a 4x4 card, because it's just under 4 inches square. So if you get an envelope that's for a 4x4 card, the envelopes are always bigger. You could always make one with your envelope punch board if you've got one. Or again, if you've got a ScanNCut iCell envelope cutting files, so you could use that. But that's today's project. I just think it's a cute little idea and just another way for me to showcase our new 2022 to 2024 in colours, or at least two of them. So the Starry Sky is the dark blue and the Parakeet Party is the bright green. So I hope you like that project. Please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you don't already do so. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.